kata Nijushi Ho, we have two this Yamazaki thing, and they both have this very elaborate turn into them. Quite a lot of stuff that's happening body-wise. And one of my students asked about the foot positioning when you turn, especially in the last turn. And I started thinking about it, and I'm not going to say that I overthought about it, because you can't really overthink karate. You punch people and you think about it. That's the whole essence of karate. But especially in Shotokan, we have the mat where you turn your rear leg and you pivot, turn and you pivot. Whereas the more Okinawan style, like which you have it when you move your front foot into Mayash Kosudachi and then you pivot. So Mayash Kosudachi and you pivot. And I just thought that maybe this way of pivoting, I mean in Hangetsu for sure this is much better way than moving into. It's much better to move across and turn. Gives a whole different dynamo feel to it. Good English. So, can this be transferred to Nijushi Ho? And is it a good idea? Will it add something to the movement? Will it add something to the physical understanding of the movement? God, my English is really off. Anyway, so the opening part is here. Move in, move up. Whether you do it in Sanshin-dachi or Han Senkutsu, it's up to you. And this position is kind of similar to the rising elbows in Seiyonshin, for instance. Just this armbar thing. Then you have this rear leg, massive pivot, huge arms, tension, release in, up, kakiwake uke. And surely this is just a moment of uncontrolled chaos. We're just randomly going into it and then trying to make something useful out of a situation that you moved into. You're going to move into this situation as well, but if you move your front foot over, then you can like push your heels into Sanshin-dachi a lot more aggressively. I don't know. So from this position, instead of big in, pum, up, down. Maybe you can use your shoulder snap a bit more if you go across and in. And you'll kind of bum, turn into the floor, push your heels in, smack your elbows back and in, and release in kakiwake uke for the next one. So, one, in, or one, in. Yeah, especially on the last part. From this position, you've just done stuff over here. There's this, let's see if I can line up the camera, massive step across, big turn from Kibadachi to Sanshin-dachi. And often from the videos of the high-ranking JKA, JKS instructors I've seen, there's this big step and a small step to line everything up. So your elbows then will end up back at the starting position. But this, in the end, it's a good thing. Control chaos. And finish. But there's still this huge step where you're just moving your foot through space. There's just so little explosiveness about it. Kibadachi is a big, heavy stance, and you just had this Yoriash transitions thing. Massive! Bam! Finish. Maybe it's not the better way, just a different way. Yeah? Big tension, tension, release in. Or sneaky tension, using much more of a shoulder snap, more rather than feel to it. I'm not going to ask if that makes sense, because that's not the point, but if it gave you questions or gave you a desire to have questions, then that's good enough.